Hello! Hi! We're all live now, we're all audio live. Welcome back to another session of Curse of Strahd, DM'd by me, Sif Guy. Man, that trip knocked the shit out of me. I don't remember what we do. Alright.
You got this, buddy.
Introductions. As always, the same lovely cast of 4 amazing players. Starting us off, Obsidia, if you would.
Hello, my name is Obsidia. I play Lady Ravenia Dunaray. I also stream generally on Thursdays where we're doing Signalis Modified Resident Evil 4. It's quite fun and gay and silly. You should come watch.
Please go support Obs. Silly, gay, good, fun, entertaining, etc. She is amazing. Next up, Lily.
Hello, my name is Lily. I'm playing Callan. Parentheses, I don't give last names to characters because for some reason I can't ever think of any. And parentheses. It's actually true. I couldn't tell you a single character of mine's last name. Anyways, I am sort of taking us I'm still drawing, but taking it kind of slow just to avoid any burnout. But working on a piece right now. It's been busy the last few weeks, but looking forward to getting back into that and sharing some more on my socials. So yeah, that's all for me.
Yeah, when I visited Lily and Maris, I got a little sneak peek at the art, and yes, like I said last stream, last recording, invest in Lily stocks, they will go up.
We love to see it.
Alright, next up, Yulia.
Yeah! My name is Yulia. I go by Royal Knight VT on both Twitch and Twitter. I stream sometimes. It's been sporadic and just kind of whenever I want to. But lots of fun and exciting projects that are coming up. So I'm excited to do things and to be gay with you guys. Oh, and I play a half-orc, paladin. His name is Warwick. He's great.
His tits are out.
Yes.
And finally, big man himself, Mr. Maris.
Oh geez, that's me. Hello, I'm Maris. I play Jericho, the sad Catholic guild cowboy vampire hunter, so it's always a good time. My streaming is on a bit of a hiatus, but I'm cooking my own campaign in the background, so we've got that to look forward to in the relatively near future. But until then, I'm happy to be on the other side of the DM screen, playing disastrously gay characters.
Please also invest in Maris stocks. That campaign he's cooking up is very spicy with drama already. Something ask players for 5 rumors each. Something. But yeah. Anyways, what happened last session?
Strahd's a dick.
Alright, so it's something new for the audience at home. Something that they could have.
Strahd is an absolute menace of a twink. Tried to get us to sign a total scam of a contract in a attempt to keep us alive long enough to entertain him. We said fuck off, and he was like, I'll be back, Lamau. And we visited a really hot hag who helped us out, gave us each a flask of replenishing health potions, which was super nice. And then we helped out a guy and his son and who we mistakenly thought was a child, but is actually a grown man.
They're very small.
Some of us.
They're a twig.
And we agreed to escort the son to safety because Strahd's got his nefarious, menacey twink fingers into this family, and yeah, we are in the process of escorting this kid/grown man.
All right. He's like young, like early 20s, late teens. Like I'd say like 21. We'll leave it at that.
I just loved the idea of how we all thought this was like a teenager, and so it was like, by the way, this is a romanceable character. We're like, wait, what?
Yeah, it's a grown ass.
Characters in their 20s are like, Jesus, that was not clear.
They're very sheltered. All right, it can happen.
He's got great skincare.
I
Like,
also
his
like-
routine is immaculate.
I also like to say that as a group of mostly 30-plus-year-old players, that's just a sign of age, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
It really is.
I'm baby. I'm 20 something.
We're already like, man, this 20-year-old, that's too young.
Yeah, that's kids these days.
I'm baby. All right. Two things to note here. Maris, I like you saying flask of replenishment. Punishing the flasks are now called flask of replenishment because that goes hard. Secondly, I believe you set up camp for the night as you had made it.
Yep.
Halfway along, partway across your journey, you had made it to about here.
Yeah, we were gonna snooze, and then you were gonna jump us.
Whoa! Hold on, I am doing nothing of the sort. I merely
Spoiler.
added some flavor text at the end of the session because it was getting so late. One other thing I'd like to add is that before people went to sleep and before Jericho took his watch, Erin had made a little tea, not to drink, but to exhume a scent that would ward off most creatures in the forests of Barovia. So it smells like silver vine, etc., floating in the air around you, boiling right on top of the campfire, of which I think I'll take you guys over to right now. The DM totally didn't make this map today, so please forgive me if it's a little undercooked. Please,
You're
if
always
you...
cooking, it's fine.
I'm tired, boss. Feel free to claim a tent if you are sleeping, and Jericho, feel free to... Well, stand where would Jericho take watch? If you wanted to be in a far-off corner away from the party, by all means.
Yeah, that seems legit. So I think he would stay. He wouldn't venture far, but maybe like scooching a little bit away from the fire so the glare off of the fire wouldn't hinder his visibility.
Yeah, I got you. It's like really bright, and you need to be able to focus in the dark, get your eyes to adjust.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate we're not getting jumped. This is just a tactical campsite map for fun.
I'm terribly sorry.
Just so everyone knows as a visual what tent they belong to.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm terribly sorry. My father has come up to me needing something IRL. I feel free to have like a little talk before you all go to bed for the night. I'm so sorry. I need
Okay.
Okay.
You got it.
Sure. All right, so are we roasting any marshmallows? Are we telling
No,
spooky
no marshmallows in
stories?
Barovia. Only
Say,
sad
do you have
mellows.
marshmallows?
I have.
Ye old s'mores.
Okay, but from the circus, definitely he would have stored a ton of treats. He did have the meat pockets. So
The meat pockets.
he did have meat in his pockets.
Thank goodness they didn't steal that from you.
So
Thank
Warwick
you.
has been rolling around with meat in his pockets for the
I
last
just
2
thought
days.
he was happy to see us.
Is that a
I mean,
turkey
I
leg
feel-
in your pocket, or are you just happy to see us?
Hey, yo! Well, I feel like at this point they'd be mostly either half-eaten or completely dry off the bone.
Oh, nice. You just got
Yeah.
bones in your meat pocket.
It's the meat juice pants.
Oh my God.
Orc, I'm getting a little concerned. I think some creature is gonna smell that and mistake us for a treat.
No, it's fine. It's fine. They're a little intimidated. I'm not sure why when they first look at me. So it could be the giant axe, but that's just an assumption.
I think something is gonna try to hunt you if you keep walking around smelling like a freshly cooked turkey.
We had a place to wash our clothing yet.
All right, the first body of water we find. We are going into it.
Order
It
of
does
business.
seem
Do
like
I
that.
need to base?
Would the Master Djinn care enough to like give you bodily maintenance as part of your functions?
No.
All right.
You're a water. You're a self-bathing, self-lubricating, Ganassi.
Okay, Obs.
It's like
Okay,
a cat.
Ravenia.
It's
I
like a
see
cat.
where
You just have to lick yourself.
Yeah.
you're like
It just generates water that
you
way.
smell like tofu. You know, like you don't smell
Okay.
bad, but if you want to smell nice, you need to groom yourself.
So if we have Callan hug Warwick, Callan's tofu smell should then be
Yeah.
absorbing all the meat smell.
Yes.
I hate this.
If he takes off his pants, could you hug him and at the same time wash
Hug the
them?
pants, right?
I'm
Erin.
really glad that we've just established that Warwick is canonically stinky.
It's boy smell, okay?
His
Yes,
musk.
it is.
You missed it, but Warwick has a lot of meat stashed in his pockets, as well as other snacks from the circus. That's what this conversation has been about.
I mean, you need boy dinner, right?
Boy dinner.
Exactly.
It is literally boy dinner.
All right. I should be good. Helped him out.
Okay.
He shouldn't interrupt me again, so we should be good. All right, Warwick, go back to sleep. Blanky on. Erin offers to do your laundry whenever we're back and when we reach Vallaki.
Oh, fantastic. Honk shoe time.
Speaking of honk shoot time, Ismarck, Erin's father, as you remember, did give you guys pretty hardy supplies, pretty hardy tools and stuff. The tents are of good quality, some patchwork, but like you aren't freezing to death. However, as you lay down in the grass, except for Jericho, who is keeping a vigilant eye, you realize that you haven't spent a night in the embrace of Barovia itself, not on its ground, not feeling the blades of its grass brush up against your skin. This is your first rest out in the wilderness of Strahd. And as such, it's hard to find sleep at first. But eventually it comes for you. Each and every one of you who go to bed. Let's start off with Warwick. Warwick, what do you normally dream about?
What does he normally dream about? Usually dreams about his home. Usually open fields and flower fields. Sitting and entertaining someone by the lake. Just kind of fond memories.
Flower fields and gardens that you tended to with someone important, larger than life.
Yeah.
Dream starts off like that. This is your mind, your happy place, your one escape from Barovia, if you could call it that. You tend to the gardens, you till the soil, you start watering the rising plants and vegetables, crops. Then on the corner of your eye, you see a shadow dart. You go to inspect and see that several of your vegetables have been chewed through. The leaves have been bitten away by some kind of bug.
He'll kind of walk over to it and inspect it a little, turning the leaves, up and down, trying to see if he can find the nefarious bug.
As you kneel down, the once hardy and wet soil, freshly watered by you, turns to dust beneath your knees. The leaves from where they were bitten begin to wither and flake away. You notice patches of white mold along the stems. Any vegetables or fruit that you've picked up, its innards are entirely missing, with large bites taken out of them. You look.
Kind
Oh, go
of.
ahead.
Yeah. No, he just kind of stares shocked and stands up to his feet, trying to see if he can collect any that is salvageable.
As you start piling things up into a cart, you take a look over at a nearby farmhouse, a home perhaps in one life. A window has been broken, and dark clouds begin to roll into the sky. The home, once so warm and inviting, feels alien, and you know that something has wormed its way inside.
Stop whatever he's doing when he notices the house. And at first it's more like a hurried walk, but eventually it turns into more like a full-on dash towards the door. And eventually he'll first bang on the door before just opening it entirely.
It is your home. You are not locked out. But it doesn't feel like home. You enter inside, the fireplace is out, none of the candles are lit. You look upon the furniture, a large sofa chair, the impression it left by someone who may have once been there, no longer around. Old photographs of loved ones along the walls. As you take a step forward into it, your foot breaks through the wooden floorboards, and as you pull it back out, an assortment of creatures, of tiny, multi-legged, scaly creatures crawl out of the woodwork and begin spreading throughout the house. I'm assuming you're going to attempt to stomp them away or shoot them away?
Yeah, he'll definitely try to stomp them out.
Crunch,
Even
scoop
at the behest of even if at the behest of the floorboards.
More of the floor gives way, and for every boot-print-sized amount of bugs you crush, more crawl out. You remember that in the kitchen, there's a hose connected to a sink, and some other gardening tools you could use to fend these off. Gonna make a break for it?
Yeah, he wants to try to salvage anything he can, so he'll definitely move towards the kitchen and an attempt to find the hose.
As you run off through the hallways that seem to wind on forever and ever, you see in the distance kitchen, and as your foot finally reaches past that door frame, stepping onto the cold tiles of the kitchen floor, you feel a large force jump right into your back. And then you feel it, the clamping down of two massive jaws into the sides of your back. You are woken with a sharp pain along your spine, a burning sensation running up from your tailbone to the base of your neck. You wake up in a sweat.
Oh.
No bugs in your tent, but yeah, go ahead and do your response attack.
No, he kind of jolts out of bed so much so that the tent itself starts to rattle, and because of his size, and he'll thrash his arms around all over his body and his back just to see if there's any traces of bugs on his skin, so much so that he kind of stumbles a bit out of the tent, feeling like there's ants all over him.
Despite how deep you dig your nails into your skin, you feel nothing. You feel what you describe, but you don't make contact with any creature tracing along your skin. Although for a second you swear you could see something bulge out your skin and move through your veins. Alright.
But, ooh.
Anyways. So, I'm going to have everyone's dreams simultaneously happen, as well as what happens with Jericho. So, we're going to go ahead and cut along to Alan, who this is happening at the same time. As Ward is having his nightmare. Alright, Callan. Now, as you dream, your escape from Barovia, the Master Jinn back home makes sure his servants, his soldiers, his army, are greeted with dreams of his own making. Each one supposedly individualized and unique to the soldier. You wonder if he can somehow make contact with you here. If his pleasure can somehow reach you. The dreams themselves are usually grandiose and out of your hands, but are good as least as a momentary distraction, affording you some amount of sleep from your stressful days. As you close your eyes, what do you expect to find, Lily?
I imagine her dreams are often very much like both just very much daily life. Like there's not really creativity inside of the dreams. But daily life does not necessarily mean boring. It just means activities that they do as a part of their like duties as assigned and such. So different dreams would be like war councils, different dreams would be, traveling through astral space, different dreams would be, fighting good fights and conquering things in the name of the Master Jinn. All different, some exciting, some monotonous, but all for the sake of the Master Jinn.
A way to renew your loyalties and dedications to his cause, his order. As you close your eyes, as darkness envelops and takes you, you fall back, deeper into the ground, deeper into the abyss of your mind. And you awake, feeling the grit of sand along your back, and the warmth of sun bathe against your skin, and you wake up along a beach, with the ocean right in front of you. In the distance, amidst the waves, about waist deep is the silhouette of a man, facing away from you.
I take it is the man I am thinking of?
It is a silhouette of a man.
Okay.
Can't really tell from here.
Okay. What is Callan wearing in this dream?
What would Callan like to be wearing in this dream? Come on, Wave Mother's robe haver.
Yeah, I mean, truthfully, just given her status, even if she's on a beach, there's been missions that have taken her to planets with beaches and such. But it's always business, so they're definitely still going to be wearing her Wave Mother robe. Nothing really like any different, but just maybe as she was sitting down and laying down, just taking a small brief respite, but not getting too comfortable, keeping her ears very wide open.
There's no movement, just the crashing of the waves against your toes, the cold water, in stark contrast to the burning hot sand. Do you enter the water? Do you approach him? Are you gonna stay there? Which is also entirely fine. I just need to know.
Not being able to recognize the man, I assume just hearing, a being in the water, she would clock that and immediately go to investigate. So likely going to dip her toes in the water, which is a little strange. She kind of walks above it for at least the first while, but the waves kind of, do crash against her ankles. But overall, still maintains very much on the surface of the water as she strides out to investigate whatever this being may be.
As you begin to take your steps in the water, the shaded silhouette turns to you. But as it turns to you, its body ignites into this prismatic rainbow of colors, this beautiful rainbow flame. And within the flames, you can see the shadow of the smile, the grim grin of the Master Jin himself, as his hand, his arm reaches out to you, welcoming. And at first you're taken aback by this sight, seeing the Master Jin himself in all his glory, but then you see past him and see off into the endless ocean the rising of a wave, a singular, massive tidal wave, which quickly rushes towards you in the island, engulfing the Master Jin, and then crashing into you. As you try to run, as you try to make distance, it's all hopeless, as the water engulfs you and takes you in, and you fall deeper and deeper and deeper into the darkness of the ocean. You float down and down and down until you land onto another sandy cove. Grim, purple, the colorful seashells of the beach you were previously at, replaced with the bones and skulls of people that may have been familiar to you. You look at them, the remains themselves nondescript of anyone, but you can feel a longing looking at them of various people. This tiny island, comically small, that you are on, has but a singular palm tree, and you look out into the new ocean that surrounds you. It is purple and layered with different shades of that dark purple, and as you look into that ocean, you can see various faces, none of which you recognize, looking back upon you as they float and ride a current past your island, deeper and deeper into the horizon line that you cannot see past. Callan, can you breathe underwater?
I can.
Well, this will be a shocking new feeling for you as you open your mouth to breathe and find nothing entering. No water, no air. You open your mouth and feel the staleness of the void grasp your lips. And you begin to suffocate.
I imagine she would just, as you said, this is a very new feeling. Even in space, they have technology to make that breathable. So air, water, space, all of it has always been breathable. There's never been a moment where she hasn't been able to take that inside of herself. And while her normal cool complexion and just state of being, even in this moment of horrific incidents, still maintained a sense of calm, cool collectedness, this new feeling is alarming. Similar to the feeling that she had when she first received Immortal Wind. And his feeling of that she could die causes her to panic very greatly as she quickly reaches for the amulet to try and go and cast any sort of magic.
Your amulet is not there.
She realizes the amulet isn't there and quickly tries to speak words in order to cast any sort of incantation, whether or not that's there, but realizes that she is unable to speak.
Nothing is coming out, and whilst distracted by your panic, just out of view as you begin to turn your head and realize The remains have moved ever so closer to you, and they continue to do so.
She would then reach for her weapon to see if she could potentially push them away.
You try to summon your weapon, but whatever comes out of your hand to form it, water, flame, fizzles out, splurts on the ground, and then 2 hands, no, 3, 4, begin to erupt. Skeletal hands erupt from the beach beneath you, grabbing you by the ankles, pulling you down. It pulls and pulls. The other remains approach, putting their skeletal hands along your shoulders and pushing you down and down. The sand rising and rising. Mm-hmm.
As this sort of comes to feel like there's no escape from this, she will accept her fate.
Your heart rate drops back down, the panic subsides, and you look up as sand begins to take in the sides of your vision. You look up and see a sun, shaded and eclipsed. Its light still reaches you, and you wake up, taking in a massive gasp of air before the sand completely blocks out your view.
As she sort of startles awake, I imagine first thing she does is she reaches for the pendant.
It's there. Doesn't feel as warm as it usually does, though.
She'll take it and just sort of grasp it and almost pull it off of her neck, since it's just made of, essentially water. And just kind of hold it and sort of feel for the warmth and sort of put her own warmth in it. And as she feels that same warmth, she just kind of takes a deep breath and lets her heart rate slowly go back to normal, but just with her eyes closed and just grasping it in her palm as hard as she can.
Deep, deep breaths. And as you calm down, we will go ahead, at the same time as your nightmare, we will go ahead and go to Ravenya's dream.
I don't like where this is going based on what's been happening.
Alright, I gotta...
What's wrong?
Alright, so I know, I put a disclaimer at the start of the recording, and I know I kind of did, bugs and stuff with Warwick, and Callan is, suffocation. If at any point during Ravenya's dream, if you guys are uncomfortable, just let me know, and I will, don't even type in the chat, just say it, and I will, skip through it, okay? That's always been the case,
go.
but...
Your nightmare got
okay.
a trigger warning. Let's go.
Yeah, this is intriguing now.
There was already, I know there was, the preset trigger warning for the other two, but this is also, this one is, I could imagine this could be the most uncomfortable if I word it wrong, and I don't want any of you guys to be uncomfortable, okay?
It's okay. I'm adding goofy gifs into the chat about these nightmares. So.
Oh yeah, just you wait, Maris. You think you are safe in the waking world? You have no idea. All right, Ravenya, you still have that amulet your sister gave you, yeah?
Yeah.
Making sure that it wasn't stolen or anything, didn't lose it. Good, great. You go to dream peacefully, and before whatever dream you initially have takes place, you're always greeted by the font of the magic left by your sister with you, to help you survive in these lands, to help you stay sane, to stay loved. You are greeted by the warmth of her embrace. And with her, what do you dream of with your sister?
I would dream of... Because Ravenya doesn't normally dream much, because of just the Fey lineage and the particular nature of her origin. So when it is coming to seeing Morgan again, it would be back at their house, just the two of them, without any of the other burdens of their life upon them, just laughing as they talk about the radio broadcasts they listened to and the books they had been reading that day, etc.
It's warm. It's safe. And surprisingly, no pressure from your father. It's great. Your sister pulls you in for a hug out of nowhere. Middle of a conversation, you were talking with this lovely broadcast you heard about regarding some movement of Nexite somewhere. She pulls you in for a hug, interrupting you entirely. And before the confusion can even register, you're immediately just feeling the warmth of her embrace, the safety, the love. Then you open your eyes while she holds this embrace and you see her form start to become more and more wisp-like, her body melting away into this flame and start to become more and more abstract. The hug loosens, Ravenia. You can feel her losing her grip.
Ravenia will panic as she tries to reach out to her and flooding all of the magical energy she can to try and do anything to help tether her in place. No, Morgan, you can't leave again. I need you. Please, stay.
Form abstracts, becoming this beautiful orange and green flame. Her facial features lose definition. Her clothing begins to melt away into one color. The only thing you can make out are two white pupils, and her mouth making a frown, being upset, being sad, being afraid. As her grip finally comes undone, and her flames flicker away into the darkness, you've lost the remainder of what your sister left you. Floorboards of your house give way, the walls pull apart, the paintings and wallpapers melt into the floor, and you fall deeper and deeper into a black abyss. The sight of your house disappearing into the distance, and you are left with nothing in your eyesight but the void. You expect the sensation of falling to last forever and ever, your sense of time gone, until you finally fall, crashing onto something strange, something with uneven balance. It feels shaky. Multiple long shaft, limb-like structures beneath you. And then you feel it at first. A cold, weak hand grasps at your ankle. And then you hear it. Voices, howling, whining endlessly into the darkness as more frail fingers begin to run up along your skin, grabbing your arms, onto your waist, your shoulders, your neck, and you can feel them very gently force apart your lips. And something is placed along your mouth, something that's searing hot, that burns and gives you this incredibly sour taste. Something in the shape of a grape entering your lips, going down your throat, burning the whole way going down. You feel another one begin to be pushed up along on the side of your face, until a silvery hand bursts out of the pile of arms and pushes it away, and then grabs you and holds you tight as you feel its burning white light burning into your eyes, and you are suddenly jolted awake. That burning feeling is still within you. You feel satiated, but not in a satisfying manner.
Ravenia is going to scream as she wakes up and start looking for the necklace from her sister.
It's there, but it's lost its luster. It's not warm, it's not safe, it's barely has her scent lingering to it. Ravenia, she is gone, Ravenia. She is Just her pendant. Her pendant alone.
She can't be gone. She can't be gone. Fucking Ravenna's going to start clawing at her own mana veins running up the side of her body and digging her fingernails into them.
You can feel you've pierced the skin, bits of blood dripping down from your mana veins, black and Icarus going down your arms. And with that, I believe we'll get up to what Jericho was up to during those lovely dreams. Oh
Man, I'm glad to be awake.
buddy. Oh buddy, oh buddy, oh buddy, oh buddy.
Oh, no.
Alright, Jericho. Last session I registered on your Divine Sense, and this would have also probably come for work at some point, that you registered a Fey presence in the distance.
Mm-hmm.
Just being wary, but like not invading your presence. It's like another animal in the forest, just like registering you and be like, I ain't going over there. No sir, no sir. Aside from that, you are greeted with an eerily cold night. There's a bit of mist to it, but you can see barely through it. It's not the same mist that threatened to kill you.
Mm.
You don't see any
Normal
wa-
mist.
Yeah, normal. This is normal. This isn't the Strahd white blood cell mist. This is the hey, I'm just vibing on the ground mist. You see no wildlife. You hear maybe the occasional owl hoot, but nothing comes within your cone of vision. And I know you wouldn't enter a relaxed state at night, Jericho. Knowing you as a vampire hunter, that is death for you. But it's more akin to those quiet nights when you know you're relatively safe outside of like the 1% chance of like a meteor falling, like, or another calamity happening. You feel like you're safe, so you take in the surroundings. You're greeted with the trees flowing in the wind, the silhouette of the castle of Ravenloft in the distance with the moon behind it, the gallows and those gallows weren't there before. You see some corpse hanging in it. Still dark from the trees and the shade and the clouds. You noticed around it other bodies hanging in the trees. The clouds begin to roll over, allowing the moonlight to shine through. And hanging from those gallows is a rather portly man with curly blonde hair, a nice blonde beard, dying withered flowers arranged in his head like a crown. Nice little dapper, homely outfit. And it makes you sad. Makes you feel a little hollow. And you see blood begin to pool up around the neck where the noose is. Blood begins to start dripping onto the ground. You are mesmerized by this vision of its bodies swaying in the distance, other bodies swaying around in this hypnotic pattern. The blood begins to pool and pool and pool, forming a river, reaching you, zigging and zagging through the blades of grass. It begins to get closer and closer and closer to you, Jericho. And you cannot move. You feel something reaching for you. But then the ground shakes, Jericho, and you are snapped out of that trance. You blink your eyes, it's not there anymore. And you turn to see a figure between the trees looking at you. You see a massive man looking at you from behind the trees, who I've put onto the map now, and I will try to show the, I will upload art of him into character stuff, as well as putting it on the recording. But what is your initial response to this?
I think, loath as he is to admit it, he is caught off guard by this waking vision he seems to have had. But seeing such a large presence suddenly before him, I think he's just trained himself enough to snap the fuck out of it. You know, remind himself it's not real. This fucking guy, however, does look very real. So just focusing all of his attentions on that hand hovering over his holster, just ready to draw as, like, if this guy takes a single step closer.
You see him, like, come out of the tree line, and on his side, like, in his left hand, you see him holding what seems to be, like, a supply sack, and then his right hand reaches up over his lips and makes, like, a quiet motion as his mouth opens up. I don't want to... sorry, I gotta figure out an accent for this guy. I don't want to wake the others on their first night here. Is it fine if I approach your campfire? I would like to make some coffee.
And you're just looking to do a good thing, are you?
I mean, I'm not sharing if that's what you're asking. Yeah, go ahead.
That just...
You asked me who's doing a good thing, and it's like, no, I'm not sharing this.
I'm not sharing my coffee, it's mine. I don't want to be rude, but frankly, everything here seems to be evil and wanting to cause my company harm.
Well, not everything's evil. You have the boy with you. He wasn't nefarious the one time I met him. Has he changed?
You know him?
Of course. I will get into the nature of why I know when we are talking, and when you are we're not getting ready to point that at me, whatever that is. Points to your gun.
Are you armed?
I mean, would it make a difference? I'm very aware of how much larger he is compared to you.
I like to know what I'm potentially dealing with.
A messenger. From, well, his eyes motion to the castle.
You can tell us that message from where you are, friend.
Well, trust me, in a second you're all gonna need... And at that point, the 3 different reactions to the bad dreams happen. You hear Warwick... You see Warwick, like, fumbling out of the tent, scratching himself over. You hear Ravenia scream in a cry, and I imagine, like, even though Callan had a more controlled response to hers, she would poke out of her tent to see what the fuck is going on. And at that point...
if she heard the rest of the activity, absolutely.
Yeah. And, yeah, you guys can poke...
I think at this point, Jericho is up on his feet and very much keeping an eye on this guy while also trying to see... Particularly, I think, Warwick and Ravenia's outbursts are the most concerning to him. But kind of just lifting up his hand to Callan in case she takes a look at this giant man and freaks out.
She would probably immediately, like, get her blade out and be ready.
Easy.
You're telling me to take it easy in the face of something like this?
I'd rather not anger Big Hoss if we don't have to.
I guess I'm gonna have to share my coffee. Please.
He says he's got a message from our mutual friend.
Message? What message? What's happening?
So we're kind of initial reaction to seeing this massive meat mountain.
Trying to recover, okay.
Yeah, you're good, you're
Like,
good. You
what?
got ants in your pants?
Compared to bugs crawling into your skin, what's a giant man, you know?
Yeah.
For all he knows, he still thinks it's a dream.
I'm going to step forward to your campfire. I'm going to begrudgingly put on a pot for all of you, because none of you will be going back to sleep anytime soon. And then we are going to talk. That sound right?
I suppose so. And Callan will go over to Ravenna and sort of just put a hand, like, in front of her, just basically, like, taking a protective position of her.
Is Ravenna out of her tent at this point?
After the initial clawing, Ravenna would, kind of frantically look out of the tent to see if maybe her sister was there. And you get to see that Ravenna is just oozing black ichor from her eyes, and she has gaping wounds in her arms and, like, the side of her chest.
Hey, whoa. Are you okay?
Where is she? She's here, right?
I'm afraid not.
How do you know who she's talking about?
You want to hear the rest of the message?
She needs help though first, right? Ravenna, do you need some healing?
Ravenna has, like, her eyes are, like, very wide and kind of, like, crazed looking as she just stares at this big guy and... What do you know? What do you know?
First, and he's going to take the first step and then stop after that first step to look at Jericho and Callan and say, "You gonna stop me? You gonna..."
Jericho will hold up his hands, showing he's not gonna shoot him.
Alright, he takes a seat cross-legged by the fire, as we all know is a very vulnerable position to have in these scenarios, but he takes it and reaches
As
in.
he's sitting down, I just want to kind of scooch over and check in on Erin. Is he still asleep while this is going down?
He is conked out. He is,
Honk
Snug as a bug in a rug. Got it.
yeah, like,
The hunk shoe?
Aaron, long story short, I'll bring this up later, but Aaron he's a real Barovian. Like, he was born here. This is nothing.
All right, he's used to the night terrors. Got it.
Yeah. Why fight the demons? Just get used to them. You see, he's a really big guy, but the sack is, as you can see it now in the firelight, it's very, like, medium creature sized. And you seem to, like, very delicately take his big fingers into the sack and slowly pull out things one by one. You see him pull out a letter, some reading glasses, a pot to go next to the kettle with some beans.
Are these glasses that would fit someone of his size, or are they just tiny, tiny glasses?
They're, like, really wide to fit the frame of his face, but the actual lenses themselves are small.
Excellent.
It's very uncomfortable looking at it. And now that you've, like, seen the comicalness of him moving his hands, you can actually see his facial features and his entire body proper in firelight. It's hard to tell if it's a trick of the dark, of the shadows and light, or if this is actually the case, but his body just seems wrong. Its proportions, its anatomy, his arms look too long, his head too square, too cube-shaped. His horns look like they don't fit right against his skin, and his jaw looks entirely, like, forced into something. And his eyes, they blink and flicker, as if there's a layer between his skin and the eyes themselves. and the coffee begins to boil. Now, as he puts on the reading glasses and grabs the wrapped scroll that is the message, he looks up at all of you and says, "Now, before I read this, are there any questions or I'm not good at words. Not my job. You want my name or something? Or should I just read this?"
A name might help us to feel a bit more at ease.
Good, just a name. Those of power in Barovia love their titles. They have many and would like to be called by all of them. I only care for one. The strongest. I am Zod.
Wart kind of huffs a bit under his throat.
So, 2 Ds. You can keep that breath to yourself, young man. No. I know all of you. I am very familiar with all of you, from what I've been told. And as such, and he puts the reading glasses on proper, I've come to deliver a message from the Lord of Barovia, Strahd von Zarevich. He unfurls the ribbon from the letter, the scroll rolls out. Dear my esteemed and honorable guests, I see that you've all begun your journey along with Erin to the town of Vallaki. He seemed like squint his eyes. Appreciate the kind gesture you are taking in taking care of an investment of mine, in addition to your other deeds and actions in coming here. And as such, I would like to humbly invite you to a ceremony of greetings happening at my esteemed abode. Tonight I am hosting a ball to many guests of Barovia who have come far and wide to see my humble little kingdom. As such, I would like for you all to be there. While you are there, taking in the sights and making introductions, I will ensure your continued protection. In my home, no harm shall befall you as long as you have this invitation, until I have personally taken it back. No guest shall harm you, no trap shall ensnare you, and I will lay nay a finger nor a fang upon your supel hides. You will be given rest and food, and a carriage will take you to Vallaki from my home upon your departure. Please do come by and show me what entertainment you have. Then Zod froze up the letter. In addition, girl, and he looks to Ravenia, this one's on the house. Your sister is not amongst any of the prisoners of Strahd, including those who were taken from whatever event you were all at before all of this. We aren't sure if she is even in this plane, but the person in charge of researching that will be at this ball. The person tasked with this by Strahd himself. Now, I take it now you have questions. Please keep it simple and short, and say yes. Goes.
You seem like a man of sanity and intelligence, why are you at the beck and call of this madman?
It's a long story, and I have a short amount of time to be here. Besides, I like that first impression of me. I'll keep it that way for now. And you see his eyes blink one by one. And Jericho, you've seen your share of monsters, and this thing before you, it is insane. And it certainly does not want to be peaceful right now.
I see. We won't keep you long then. Any pressing questions?
Only concerns that he just wants us to sign the contract when we get there.
I imagine he does.
Undoubtedly, he will ask.
I don't know if I'll have the chance to talk to all of you. He hosts these balls once every time another band of guests arrive, such as yourselves. Thinks it's fun to show off his treasures to, well, his guests from other planes.
And if we should decide to ignore this invitation,
I'd recommend
What then?
against that.
I don't much care being at the taut end of a leash of that brat who thinks he can just call us and we'll come.
He told me to say this if you were interested in saying no, for whatever reason. He said if you wanted to see him squirm for once, this would be your one opportunity to do so.
He could make him look funny in front of the rest of his guests. I guess that's not entirely too bad.
We have to go.
Do we?
Sister, right?
Yes, I have to talk to this person. I need to
You
know.
real... Lady Ravinia, I mean, I don't want to be the one to squash your hopes, but you realize that's a lure, right? You would
It's a
be taking the bait.
It's the chance I have to take it. I need to know. And she kind of looks back into her tent, very concerned.
No, I didn't make a promise. I can lie. But these words that I am told to deliver are from Strahd's mouth himself. And he does not lie.
What has happened to other guests that have decided for any reasons not to accept his invitations here or for the general contract that was offered, as I assume has been offered to all others?
Well, it's been a while since I've personally delivered this message. Every time he likes to have fun and send a different one of, well, his trusted alliances out here. I won't say names, but they vary from... Some let you go without a thought. Some want to see you spill blood. Some will reach into your very deep, fractured psyches and rip something very integral out. Me, I like to chase. And you don't look like good runners. I will tell you one person that you should not be on the receiving end of their cruelty, no matter what you do. There is a advisor to Strahd by the name of Rahadin. He is the cruelest man I have ever met.
And the cruelest man has no ambitions to usurp the head honcho?
His ambitions are not for me to share, but they are beyond. Well, I believe everyone that follows Strahd has ambitions beyond this very land. That man has a fire in him, and we all toss our dreams into that flame. If any of us sought the kingdom of Barovia, well, that would be a fool's errand. There are negatives with every positive.
So, then, yet again we find ourselves in a position of being at the beck and call of this Strahd.
You'll find it's quite normal in these lands. But for now, I'd like to see what makes him so interested in, well, all of you. And, no offense, if I were to take you on myself, well, I don't want to ruin the Lord's entertainment. Thankfully, it appears you have some volunteers. And during this scintillating conversation, you hear it howling. I'm gonna give you guys a second to get into whatever positions you want. Zod will...
Wow.
Hmm?
No, I'm just laughing.
Yeah, because of the words I used, huh? Is that a reference to something, huh? Anyways, Zod won't even offer. He'll just tell you outright that he will, like Erin is also pact-bound to or oath-bound with Strahd, so literally nothing bad will happen to Erin. Zod is right there.
Okay.
He
Do we
is
know
gonna
which
be
direction the howling is coming from?
It is all over. It is...
Oh.
You know when you're walking
Grounded.
alone... You know when you're walking alone at night and you hear a noise in the distance that makes you get really scared and you start turning your head in all degrees because you can't tell where it came from?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's that kind of vibe.
Oh, good. Okay, great.
I don't know if you guys saw in the Discord chat, but I know there's some confusion with what happened after the level up. So if you have any missing resources, just give them to yourselves right now. We'll treat it as if you got like, I wouldn't call it a comfortable long rest, but I guess like a long rest.
It was 8 hours of sleep, just not good sleep.
Yeah, it wasn't a full 8 hours of sleep because something I wanted. Yeah.
Besides the point.
Okay. Where? How are you guys looking right now? Is this the positions you want to be in?
Yeah.
Yep, I'm situated.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
good.
I like the couples splintering off.
Hey, whoa! I got an ability. I gotta be close. It's purely for mechanical reasons.
Right, of
Oh
course.
yeah, obviously.
Let's dice first. Yeah, there we go. There's turn order, and I will go ahead and get some combat music ready.
I was going to say that Callan would say to Ravenna, "You can rely on me. I'll keep you safe here. I understand you've been shaken. I'll handle this."
And Ravenna's just gonna give her, like, she's still got her very big eyes that, her pupils are kind of bouncing around in. Yeah, we'll end this. We'll end this.
Zod snickers at that, and with that, we'll go ahead and roll initiative.
As long as it's not bugs, I'm good.
Oh man, these wolves look kind of bug-like all of a sudden.
Yeah, see it.
RP. It's the RP.
Yep, it's a trauma. That's why I got that nat 1 on initiative.
Incredible.
I'm gonna roll their initiative separately because I want.
Ravenya's too unstable to act quickly.
I say separately, I mean I roll 2. I'm gonna re-roll another initiative so you don't have like 2 wolves going back to back. Is that another? Okay. That's. Alright, now we're doing this manually, fuck it. I don't want someone to get swarmed. Also, Yulia, did you roll initiative?
Whoop.
Click your token.
You're good. I
Yeah,
know D&D
unfortunately,
Beyond is also weird.
It's okay, I can just do the...
I'd like to think I'm personally responsible for Lily and Maris rolling so high.
They gotta be strong!
Oh, the double that once!
Ooh.
Nice!
Alright, let me go ahead and add warp there.
You're just getting the bad rolls out of the way.
Yeah, yeah,
Yippee!
It's strategic.
yeah.
Yeah.
We had to
Alright.
keep the couples balanced. One person gets like an 18 plus, the other one gets a nat 1.
Alright, I guess we're doing this with two wolves in a row. Yeah, it's whatever. You guys are fine.
Yeah.
We'll be good. Or we'll die trying. Either way.
Be neat. Okay, starting us off, Callan, what are you gonna do?
So, given that she's been sort of clutching her pendant for, most of the time that she's been awake, since the horrible dream, she's just going to continue to kind of like, while it's still in her hand, like you could see sort of some like soft white fire bouncing off of her body, and as she sort of takes this defensive position, she is going to immediately just, full activate it, her entire body becoming covered in white. But as she does, and she whips out her blade, she essentially just takes it and stabs it into the ground. And I'm going to cast Spirit Shroud. I will ping here. So essentially, just I get to do extra damage whenever I hit a creature within 10 feet of me. So as this sort of like layer of like dark, like sort of frost appears around her, the fire still burning hard in the center, she's going to take a few steps out, away from Ravenia in order to strike a more like in between defensive position, and I'm going to go to swing twice on this guy.
Level 5! Level
Yeah.
5!
We did it. We're level 5. Where's my buttons?
Yeah.
So normal roll. Okay.
Okay, that hits, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would hope so. I'm just gonna roll both attacks.
They're just
Okay.
funky little dogs.
So then let's add we'll do these are the 2 hits. So 12 and 6 slashing.
Okay.
And then it's time to add a bunch of bonus numbers.
Yay! Math, bitches.
This is from the Spirit Shrouds. This is cold damage, 7 cold damage, and then the Genie's Wrath, which is fire damage.
Okay, so
Total of 27.
Got
Yep.
it.
Whoop.
This
It's
thing
already.
is very heavily injured already. Mm-hmm.
That'll be the end of her turn, as I've used action, bonus action, swift action.
You got
I
it.
have done the things.
Use the mechanic! But yeah, when you hit this creature, it doesn't whimper, it doesn't begin to look for a way out. You see it sort of like being encouraged by this deeper than feral instinct. After this dire wolf, it is going to go ahead and approach you to make a bite. I think this thing is set to whisper rolls. Never mind. Yeah, that's okay, cool. Per usual.
Whip it out.
Alright,
Okay, I
that
want you to do
is a 13 to hit. Does that hit you?
No.
Okay, and because it's spurned on by this feral instinct, it is making an extra attack. That is a 7. All right.
I'm so sorry.
You're good. It's me DMing. We know this. That's
Yeah.
why when we get
we're safe. We're safe.
listen, when we get to the creatures that I have homebrewed, that's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say. All right, Jericho, you're up.
Okie dokie. I think I'm gonna pull out my gun, Broody Tooty, point and shooty, and I'm gonna I'm gonna stay put where I am for now until I know what Warwick's game plan is. And I'm gonna go and try to hit this one up here in the top right.
Double tap.
Yup. We're gonna try to shoot him.
Don't forget, you can call Smite on ranged attacks because we're cool.
Yep.
That's true, but I don't think an 11's gonna hit.
It does not.
Yeah,
Do wield pistols named Smith and Wesson.
It just it's one Smith and Wesson.
I was just curious.
That's funny though.
Listen, I might come from a world of laser guns, but I'm old-fashioned.
He old.
All right, I am going to try it again. 19. Yes. All right, that one. I will smite it. But
Okay.
first, let me. Oh, yeah. Glad I smote that one.
Aw.
You hate to see it.
All right. That's 4 piercing, and then do your smote. Your smote and Weston.
My smoting Wesson. So that's 2d8.
All right.
An extra.
Repeat that.
So that's an extra 9.
For 13 total,
Damage.
right?
Uh-huh.
All right. Jericho, I want you to roll me a d20. Just a d20.
Yeah, sure. You got it, boss.
Understood.
4.
Yeah. No, you're good.
Okay.
Scary.
All right. Anything else you want to do?
Not concerning.
I know that I smote this guy. Could I also use a Knight of the Sword thing on him? Or is that kind of double dipping?
Remind me again what that feat does. Sorry. Or ping it in the chat.
So let me ping that real quick. So once per turn, if I hit with a weapon attack, I can attempt to frighten whatever I just hit.
Yeah. It's
You can stack
a wisdom save, right?
Yee.
Okay.
13 spell save.
He meets it. And I will let you know right now, you see that same feral instinct that it showed Callan now shows you, and you get the feeling it has advantage on wisdom saves. Just to make that transparent.
Even though it made the save, it still has disadvantage on its next attack roll.
Hell
Understood. Yes, sir.
Nice.
All right.
And that'll do it for me, I think.
All right. This direwolf down here, not afraid of you at all, but pissed that you hit it with a hot rock, is going to run up and make a bite attack at you. It's a miss. Is that disadvantage less for its whole turn? Just the
I think
next
it's just
one.
the first attack.
Next attack roll.
Got it. Doesn't matter. 20. Does a 20 hit you?
Yeah, that'll do it.
All right. 8 piercing damage as its jaw bites into your shooting arm, and I need you to make a strength saving throw.
Ooh.
Throw you
DC
prone.
13.
I just failed.
You are knocked prone as this big
man.
wolf rushes you down.
About to
Owie.
get
Oh, no.
knotted.
Hey, yo.
Am I able to use Sentinel for that?
When he's hit, yeah, I believe so. That's like when you can.
Yeah, when a creature within 5 feet of you makes an attack against the target other than you can use a reaction.
Yep.
See, I
Melee
told you,
attack.
there was a mechanical reason to stay close to Warwick.
Yes! Can I whack it?
Yeah, go for it.
Alright, I whack.
18 hits.
18.
11 slashing. Do you want to smite?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can call smites after. That was always allowed.
Yeah.
Roll your 2d8 or higher if you're using a higher spell slot.
Okay, yeah, we'll do 2d8.
All right, that's 11 more radiant damage.
Whew, 22 damage. I'd love to see it.
Real quick, roll me a d20 as that kind of gives away what this is for.
Oh gosh, okay. Roll d20.
You're fine.
5. Okay.
All right. You have a second attack, I think. Do you? Are you level 5? Are you big Mr.
I
5?
think that's because it's a sentinel ability.
It's a
I think
sentinel.
Oh,
you
right,
have to-
Yeah,
right.
it
I'm
was just
sorry.
a
I'm getting
reaction.
ahead of myself. I forgot that Warwick is natural 1.
I haven't done my turn yet.
Apologies. I was
Nat
kind of
one
getting...
gang. What?
All right.
What?
The second dire wolf is going to run up. Hold on as I remind myself the conditions of knocked prone.
Oh.
Did you do any damage to Jericho?
Yes, I've done 8 piercing damage to him.
8.
Okay. Your whispered rolls are bamboozling me.
Is this 5e or yes, 5e? Okay. All right, then. Yeah. I just want to make sure. So it's not criticals. It's just advantage. All right, it doesn't matter. Pack tactics. All right.
Good old pack tactic.
These bites on Jericho are going to be made advantage because these are wild ass animals and they see a free ass meal presenting itself.
Ouchie.
Nom nom nom.
All right. 23 and a 22. A total of 19 piercing damage.
Owie.
I can't use another reaction.
My old man bones.
Delicious old man gut.
Yummy.
Now make a strength saving throw to be super prone.
You're safe.
To be in
Also
the
known as
ground.
face
Face
down,
down,
ass
ass up.
Poor
Getting
Jericho.
double teamed right now.
Alright, Ravenna, you see Jericho getting double teamed by 2 wolves. What do you do?
All right, I'm gonna start off by doing a mana rend to Callan's wolf, so it can make a intelligence saving throw.
Okay,
And-
intelligence. Alright. That is a natural 1 for a total of
Hell yeah.
-3.
Oh yeah. Let me.
1
7 psychic damage.
on the top one.
The one that's on Callan.
On Colin, you got it. Sorry.
Okay. And then I am going to getting my many spells. How damaged is the one on Callan look at this point?
On 2 of its toes.
Okay. Then
Or
I'm
3 of
gonna
its toes, but yeah.
I'm gonna do a quicken spell,
Okay.
and I am going to. I'm gonna chance it. So I'm going to cast my Violet Wing spell, which is Magic Missile, and I'm gonna do it's 1 into Callan's, tragically not killing it, and 2 into the top Jericho one.
And then to the... I will say the first magic missile kills it. Or the
Oh,
one
I
to the
thought
top.
I had 3 hit points.
No, to the one on the right. To the one on,
Yeah.
on Jericho. So,
Okay.
does that last magic missile still go into it?
Because it's
I'm cool with you
they
killing
hit
the
a
other
creature
wolf,
of your
but-
choice within range. I think they all happen at the same time. Yeah, so
No, yeah, what I'm saying is
they would both.
Oh, they'd both go into it? Okay.
Yeah, I think it's just how the spell works. You pick your targets, and they all get hit at the same time.
Got it. Alright, anything else?
Tragically so. So yeah, a bunch of just purple ethereal butterflies come bursting out of Ravenna and flying around the battlefield as she extends out eye-filled tentacles into the one next to Callan.
Goody,
And,
the good bugs.
Yeah, the good kind of bugs. That's my turn.
Alright, Warwick. What's it like being next to a man
Nice.
getting run on by 2 wolves?
Hey, yo.
Hey,
yo.
oh.
The furry
Well,
convention's
one's already
wild.
one's already down, so we're gonna go for the other one. Brings out his great axe and brings it down.
Alright, 15 hits.
Oh, nice. 9 slashing, and I'll go ahead and do another smite. 2d8. Don't know why my computer is lagging so much. For an additional 8.
Okay, it's 8 more radiant damage. Give me that d20.
Yes, right.
Nat 20.
Right.
Is that good?
You feel whatever I was gonna do, like whatever DC I have in my mind, get lower. Alright.
That's sus.
I something, me borrowing this fire mechanic, something.
Ugh.
Alright. You got another attack in you, big man?
No, because I used my divine smite, so I think I am good on mine.
Did you hit twice though?
Yeah, like you're 5. 5-year-olds get 2 attacks, right?
Wait, nope, then I get to hit again.
Yeah,
that's
do
right.
it again.
Yeah, I hit
Do
it
it again, big
again.
man.
Another one.
23.
Another 9?
9?
9.
The mighty number 9? No, wait, I've got it. Wrong reference.
Oh.
Mighty 9. Alright,
Same world.
alright. You want to smite on this one too, or how you feeling?
Also, remember, the day has just started and all the spell slots we
Yeah,
use.
yeah, I will not, because I only think I have 1 spell slot left. So, yeah, I'm good.
Dang. Alright, got it.
Not the dang.
Alright. Is that it? I am gonna go on.
Yep.
Okay. At the end of the round.
Oh,
Aw.
Come on, you guys are level 5. You can
Yeah.
handle
What?
another wave of dire wolves.
what? I don't think Jericho can take many more.
My old man bones.
He's built different, he'll be fine.
So our friend is our friend is still sleeping through all this?
Yes, Erin has not come out of his tent.
Unbothered.
Moisturized.
I don't
In
think
his
our
lane.
companion is going to be a terribly sought-after companion in the future.
I assure you, there will be a time when they'll be useful. Not now though. It's EP time.
He's just a
Eepy
little
guy.
guy. Just a little eepy guy.
Okay.
Okay. With that, it is officially Callan's turn. Apologies, I forgot to hit the button.
Yeah, you good.
Oh yeah, no,
Well,
I need to add turns for these guys.
while you do that, I think we know what's gonna happen here.
What? It's got 1 HP. What could happen?
I'm gonna slash it, and I'm gonna miss because I can't help but overkill, right? Yeah. Okay, we're good.
Yay.
Yay!
All right, it's dead.
Hell yeah.
Should probably just be getting rid of these thing on the tornado distracting me. Yeah, it's good to me.
I'm going to then move a bit and just get right over here. And then I'm gonna, do my other attack into this guy.
Oh my god, 2 attacks? Yeah, that hits. Roll me damage.
I haven't rolled yet.
Oh wait. Oh right.
20 was the previous attack roll.
Sorry, the turn order got my brain acting up.
I mean, if you want me to just hit, like,
Nah, well, I mean, you should just be able to hit this. You're Callan, right? You're like a trained soldier of the Jinn
Yeah,
army. Like,
see?
yeah.
easy.
God, the timeline where you missed and we all just called you a cop. All right, roll me damage.
Okay.
And don't forget all your riders.
I only have one rider because I think the genie thing is
Gene thinks
first
it's-
creature you hit. So I hit
right.
the other one. But it would have been eaten by that. Either way.
I'm cool to give you the genie on this one because I feel like you would have. I feel like you would have been able to hold that rider back in that one instance.
That is your call.
That is my call. Go for it.
All right, so have some icy hot.
All
Wow.
right. Thank you.
Thank-
Again,
Incredible.
big numbers,
We'd love
baby.
to
10
see it.
damage. Big 10. That's double digits.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
All right.
Then bonus action. I cannot tell Jericho to get up off his ass. but
Wow.
Listen.
I can tell him to hit the wolf in front of him.
Now, Jericho, you do have disadvantage because you're on your back.
I'm on my ass.
Yeah.
Okay, so oh, right now?
Yeah.
You got it, boss. 14.
14 hits, yeah.
Yeah,
Hell
boy.
yeah.
10
Alright.
slashing
That
damage.
is 10 slashing damage. Would you like to smite?
Nah, not right now.
Every day I get closer. Alright. Okay, Callan, is that all you got?
Me?
Okay. This direwolf down here in the bottom right is gonna go. And I have not put this into their sheet yet, so if you see this on the VOD, I mean, you don't see what I'm doing on the VOD, but you see its snout begin to, like, froth up. And then its jaw, like, you know how, like, the jaw normally opens in 2 ways, like a snout? Now imagine it opening in 4 ways, like, into 4 quadrants, as it widens out. And then you see the tops and bottoms of its mouth begin to wriggle as it vibrates and lets out a blast of sound towards Jericho and Warg. I need both of you to make me Constitution saves.
Let's go.
Okay.
Put me back on my butt.
Don't worry, buddy.
15.
All right, a 15 makes it.
Hold on.
You're good.
I got it.
You're two pretty constitutioned guys.
Yeah. Don't know why I'm okay. It's
You do not make it, my guy.
that's great.
All right,
That's fun.
so first things first is you both take... You both take 5 thunder damage. The save is for getting knocked prone!
Now we're both on our butts.
Yeah.
You're looking passionately into each other's eyes.
And then after doing that, its jaws will close back up and it will, like, start gasping for air and just end its turn there. Alright, Jericho, my man, you are up.
Oh, I'm hurting so bad. I will use my movement to get up. So I'm no longer prone. My knees definitely crack as I do so. And I'm gonna take a slash at this dude right here who's been quite literally a pain in our butts.
Alright, roll a hit. And you used half your movement to get up, right?
Correct.
Got it. Just go for it.
That's a 24 to hit.
Don't even roll me damage.
Cool. Die.
Nice.
I wish you a very die.
Wish you a very die. We wish you a very die.
Hi.
Alright, I'm gonna scooch over here. I forget the ruling here. I know I just used my sword, but is it cool if I shoot this wolf that's down below in front of us?
Yeah, go for it. You haven't used your swift action.
Noise.
And you
I'm
have
gonna
your- Oh, go ahead.
I'm gonna try to Rudy Tooty point and shooty.
That's our man.
That's a 22. I will smite this one.
That's a longsword attack, by the way.
Oh shit. Wah, 16.
We'll treat it as a 22 anyway. It doesn't matter. Yeah, roll me damage. 'Cause they both
They're
hit.
both a +6, so.
Yeah, exactly. That's why it wouldn't matter. But yeah, they both hit. 7 piercing
Alright.
damage, and then you're gonna smite.
Another 11 damage from the smite.
Ooh, now roll me a d20.
You got it, boss.
Rolling for the smite balls.
16.
Alright, 16's fine.
Neat. Let me see
Eventually
here.
you'll have a shit roll.
Eventually.
They rolled like a 4.
Something
It was
something
probably 1
misfire.
to begin with. Yeah, it was a 1 to begin with, and it's probably increased to now.
It doesn't say I can't. Can I cast Shield of Faith on myself, or does it have to be another person?
It can be on yourself. It can be on yourself. You just need to
Neat.
keep
Paladins do
concentration.
that all the time.
I'm doing that.
Something Malral's AC formula.
Yeah.
Oh god.
I'm doing that because this old man is hurting.
Also, if the viewers don't get that at home, go to Obs' channel, watch the Ashes of the Last War campaign.
The entire
Watch every
thing.
episode.
You won't get that joke unless you watch the whole campaign. Oh no. Alright, that your turn,
Oh,
buddy?
don't you want to be
That is-
informed?
Yeah.
That is my turn.
Alright, Ravenia, it is your turn.
Okay. I'm gonna move a little more centralized. And I am going to do another mana rend to the wolf that Callan had attacked.
God, those gifs.
Yep, intelligence saving throw.
On it.
With a -4.
1.
Oh, we love to see it. We love to see it.
My
6
brain!
more psychic damage.
Oh, my brain! My little doggy brain!
Doggy brain, not smart.
I just want to pin down old men, and now I'm getting my brain hurt.
Hey, yo.
Hey, yo.
I said it. I said, and I do what I do.
I'm going to then spend 2 more sorcery points, and I'm going to quicken the my mana phage spell onto the doggo at the right.
Uh-huh.
So that's going to be in the spirit of me. Another intelligence saving throw. Please roll poorly.
5.
Oh, we love to see it. Oh, that's a really bad roll.
7 damage, and then what's the other
Yes.
effect?
7 psychic damage to that one, and until the end of its next turn, it can't make a reaction, and it must choose whether it gets to move, do an action, or do a bonus action. Not all 3.
It's cool, I gave these wolves a gun. It's alright.
That was the one that just fired its gun. Hopefully the gun is on cooldown.
These dogs,
Guns
they got
don't
a...
have cooldowns.
These ones don't even get bullets. Is that your turn?
Yeah, that's my turn.
Okay. Other dire wolf is gonna go, and is gonna go lunge towards Callan, more mindless than the others.
Mhm.
All right. 11 doesn't hit, right?
No.
And that's a natural 1. So
Oh my god.
next turn, it's
Good
specifically
job.
just Callan.
Damaris.
Callan's got the easy life. The game's easy when people roll badly against you.
All right, Callan. All right, Lily. I want you to go ahead and go over to Maris and give that luck you took from him.
He's all the way upstairs. That's too far.
Yeah, but you get to walk up the entire trans flag going up there. So.
Oh god.
Okay, fine. All right, Warwick. You are up.
Okay, Jericho, if you could manifest in the ether how many hit points you need to be at top, what would you say? What would you
whoa.
you
Cosmic
guesstimate?
scale.
You're
Wow.
you're
On a
gonna.
cosmic scale of
Really
1 to
think
43.
Yes.
I'm currently at about a quarter of a tank full.
All right. So if I
Whoa.
gave you,
Why would you heal
know,
him when the wolf is right there, Warwick? You could claim the victory.
I get 2 attacks though, right? Can I use the spell and attack?
Wait, are you gonna use spell or are you gonna use lay on hands?
Lay on hands.
Let me double check my homebrew rules to see if I said it.
Yeah, I thought
Lay
you
on
changed it
hands
to a
swift.
bonus action. Or a
Yeah, if you
swift.
heal other people, yeah, it's a, should be a bonus action.
Oh, that too.
Or for it would be a swift action if you use it on another friend.
Okay. Okay. So okay, so I can swift action, regular
And then
action.
attack.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then attack.
I know it's gonna be a little
Alright,
bit to get
so-
used to, but I don't want to like interrupt you guys hitting stuff just to give people HP they're gonna lose again. So yeah.
Ooh.
Well, I'll try to prevent that by giving Jericho a good pat on the shoulder.
Well, you have
Not
to
a slap
stand
on
up
the butt.
first. Currently, you're just fondling his leg.
Yeah, you're on the ground.
That's true. That's true. You're on the ground.
Yeah. I'm gonna use my action to my.
It's only
movement.
half your movement,
It's
my
only
so stand
movement,
up.
don't worry,
Yes.
you're good.
Okay. All right, we're good now. Okay, well, instead of the shoulder, we'll go for a little head pat then.
Aww.
Be like, you're doing really good, Jericho. Thanks for the help, and give him 15. And then I'll move to 5, 15. Very convenient. Right here to go ahead and give it a good whack.
Okay. Roll whack.
Roll whack.
It's
Was that? Oh, I think I rolled twice.
You
Oh,
did, but you
you
have to
already-
attack, so yeah. The 20 hits, the 11
Okay.
does not.
no.
Okay. Well, I will not use smite, so we will leave it at that.
6 damage.
You sure? You sure? Just 6? Just 6 work? Don't you want to break into the double digits?
It is very tempting, but he will stand and almost growl back at the dire wolf.
Okay.
Now, mongrel.
Rough. Alright. The dire wolf up here is going to move down here. And because I want to give you guys a little tease as to what Strahd's allies can do, Zod is going to use one of his reactions. And I'm not typing this into the Roll20 chat because I don't want the audience at home to get this. Let me get the dice out from that Maris gave me. Okay. There. Okay, cool. Yeah, this is good. Alright, I'm gonna roll this against the mic too so you guys can hear it. Shit.
Did he miss? Did he flex?
No,
Yes.
the dice fell onto the floor because I tried rolling it by the mic.
We trust you, Sif. We trust you.
You're also cheating against yourself, so we're not like super invested in the fate of it.
Yeah. Okay, that is a total of 40 damage as he gets his full 3 multi-attack. I'm just gonna flavor text them as the dog begins to move over to Erin's tent for a sniff, and Zod grabs it by like the face, engulfing it in its hand and chucking it into a tree, and it just splatters.
Holy shit.
Whoa! We're gonna need a few more levels before we correct this guy.
Listen, it's gonna be okay, guys. You got this. I wouldn't chuck anything at you that I don't think you wouldn't be able to eventually handle.
Oh, it's us that I'm worried about.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
Doing it to ourselves.
All right, Callan, you are up.
Okay. Oh yeah, I was just trying to figure out how a spell worked.
Yes, cast another spell. Need it.
So, kind of seeing wolf explode behind me. Or I guess it's in front of me, but come
you
from
would have seen it like the silhouette flash, the shadow flash over your body, and then you just see like cherry red tree.
Does she care? I think she's just like taking a quick look around, seeing like if there's anything left. just knowing, how her magic works is going to cast a good old fireball.
Ooh,
Whoa!
love to see
What
it.
now? Huh?
Gonna
First
cast a fireball.
fireball.
All right, go for it.
It might set the woods on fire a little bit, but if the land is Strahd, then really I'm hurting Strahd.
Yeah, go for it.
Got
Fuck
him.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy. Twig ass bitch.
I cast fireball.
I fucking hate spellcasters, man. All right.
Fireball wins again. So
all right, I'm gonna tell you this right now. This one just dies from the half damage. The other one does not make the dex save, and it also dies exactly from the 20 damage.
So I'm gonna use my reaction to mana siphon that.
Yeah, go ahead. Flavor text you sucking off Callan. Come on.
Yeah.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
I don't want to hear
as
that.
Callan is launching off this fireball, just the energies of the fireball kind of pull away like out of the backblast of it and appear as these purple tendrils that flow into Ravenna. And her veins get brighter as she does that. And I will promptly burn all of those points to regain a second level spell slot.
I have to ask,
Yeah.
is that noticeable doing that to Callan?
So I let Obs know this in the episode. I probably should have told you guys. I'm gonna say in the heat of combat, it's not gonna be noticeable.
Okay.
Until you guys are ready to talk about it in roleplay. I don't want to rush that from
Yeah.
Obs in any way, shape, or
Mhm.
form.
No, all good. I'm fine with either option there.
Whenever we're ready to address that, we can talk about it in Discord and stuff, but I think for now, we will simply say that Callan is a master at the sneak suck. Alright.
You mean Ravenna's the master at the
Ravenna, wait, did I
Yeah.
say I'm so sorry,
Yeah.
guys.
Unless-
All women are the same to me.
Okay, we all look alike.
Yeah, elf.
One's blue, one's gray,
You're both knife ears, alright?
Wow.
Alright.
It's accurate. It's offensive but accurate.
And with that, combat has come to a close. As you lay there, covered in wounds and blood that is both yours and not yours, you feel the ground sort of tremble as Zod gets up from his seat, sipping. He's got like a cup of coffee between two of his fingers, and he's just sipping on it. Huh. And he's gonna walk around the camp very slowly, and you're all sort of like eyeing him like with your weapons held, like trying to like when there's like in every movie when there's a standoff like a wild animal and you're trying to like keep it back with a stick. Just keeping your distance as he slowly makes his way over to Warwick. Warwick, how close do you let this man get to you?
Not very far before he starts at least doing like a warning swing.
Oh, you're gonna swing?
Just to kind of like have a perimeter around him.
You know what?
Because
You
he
know
saw
what?
what he did to his wolf.
Roll me damage. Just roll me damage. He's not gonna dodge or block it. Roll me damage.
Oh, jeez. What?
13. No. Just damage. 13 slashing.
Okay, 13.
You get a very clean hit into his side, and it sort of jolts him, and he drops the cup of coffee on the ground. Like, it's steam rising up in the night. And his teeth, his mouth wide open in a grin. You see the stitches along the sides of his jaw begin stretching as you see a row of sharp fangs going up from his lips all the way to his back, to the back of his head. And then his arms fly out towards you, Warp, before you can react, his hands wrapping around you by themselves, squeezing you tightly with his claws digging into your skin. Any initial reactions?
From Warwick or anybody else?
Anybody. This is all happening right now. He basically has command grabbed Warwick and is squeezing him.
I mean,
Cool.
I think Callan would immediately go to attack too.
Yeah, go ahead and shoot. All of you, if you want to shoot, go for it. As Warwick's great axe is hanging up the side of this guy's body, and Warwick is being crushed, feeling his
Yeah, I can-
ribs crush everything. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Okay. There's the bad roll.
Bad roll is... That's fine, roll me damage. Just roll me damage. He is not dodging, he's not blocking. His armor, by the way, is not impressive at all. As you're, like, landing this blow into him, it is... First off, he's not wearing his shirt. His tits are out. I know the token doesn't show that, but in the art, his chest is out. Yeah, hold on, I forgot to turn order. And he's got this, like, really rough fur skirt around with, like, various chains hanging out, what seem to be the remnants of chainmail, fur boots, This man is just...
Boots with the fur?
Yeah, boots with the fur. My man is just... I know that was only a warning swing, but legitimately, I think this guy would have just walked into the warning swing.
Oh god!
He
starts-
I mean,
Helen
fair,
did
fair.
20 damage with her swing.
Yeah, and his eyes blink in like a form of wince, and he looks over at you and then looks back at Warwick and starts laughing maniacally. And it's this deep chortle that sounds like a hyena trying to laugh like a man. And it's just screaming, "Yes! Yeah!" Oh my god, lower my mic gain. Yes! Oh my god, it's like fucking pushing the shit back.
You're too hyphy.
I'm too siphy. Too stiff with it. Yeah. And it is at this point a carriage. You hear the sounds of like trees falling over, and like Jericho and Ravenna, like you haven't attacked him yet, so I can say that your like focus is taken away from Zod to see in the distance the silhouette of two large wagon horses, like two big boy horses pushing down trees and bushes, and behind them a carriage. And it pulls up. It is around here. I do not have a carriage asset. Just imagine a black gothic carriage with faded red paint along its edges and chipped adornment wood. And this is still happening, while the squeezing is happening. Zod has not stopped pushing in Warwick's rib cage. And Callan, your glaive is stuck in his muscles as you like try to pull it back out. And as this is happening, the door to the carriage swings open, and stepping down from the steps, you see a elven figure. There we go. You see an elven figure walk out. Also, for those of you watching, this is an NPC from the base game, so the numbers aren't accurate because I will be changing up his kit later, but yeah. He steps down with the wood creaking beneath him, and he takes one look at all of you, and then over at this fucking mess right here, and then he walks up behind Zod, and then with his cane whacks him in the back of the knee, and he like bends one knee forward and lets Warwick out of his grasp as he takes in a deep breath. You done having your fun and games there, Zod? I found one, Rod, and I found a good one. Quite. Okay, so I believe he has done his job of giving you all our master's message. And Zod warily steps back and from all of you, still like smiling and looking down at his hands, Warwick's blood dripping from it. Warwick, you have two massive claw imprints like across your chest to match the scar, your more permanent scar. These will probably heal. I'm just saying you look rad as shit right now.
He's like on hands and knees, like throwing up with like blood trickling down his mouth, like trying to gasp for air.
Right, that won't do for tonight's ball. Speaking of, my name is Rahadin, and I have come to ensure your, and he looks back at Zod, and then looks at all of you, safe travel to our master's manor. If you would please enter the carriage, I will, as the message said, your safety has been assured.
Ravenya's gonna go over to Warwick and give him a swish of some healing rejuvenation flask.
Flask of replenishment.
Replenishment.
Yeah, you can take his flask.
Replenish his
into it.
electrolytes.
Yeah. Energy drink.
Yes.
Get
Yeah,
some
you can
Gatorade in him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can,
Pedialyte.
yeah, you can take his flask and sort of like guide it to his lips as it if you want to actually heal, go for it. I'm gonna say that was cosmetic damage, so don't worry about your hit points. Those
Yeah,
are
Cosmetic
fair.
healing. Take that.
Yeah, you can. Oh, yeah.
Callan looks over at Jericho and just says, "It doesn't seem like we have much of a choice this time."
When was the
No.
last time any of you slept on a bed?
I suppose you're going to
weeks.
try to lure us in with promises of comfort.
I mean, it's also fact. Strahd means exactly what he says. And this gives you a chance to know some of the other players in Barovia, including myself.
Insight check.
Roll me insight. Yep.
I have good wisdom, but not proficiency, so let's see how this goes.
Come on, wise girl. Give me that natural one. Yeah. Yes. The curse.
Yeah.
This is what
That
you get for not letting me hit you.
It's a full swing of combat. I did really well. Socially,
That checks out. You're a soldier.
yeah.
Off a natural one. There's really nothing to tell. This guy's kind of creepy. I mean, he's some weird, like, fancy elf dude that pulled up in the middle of the night, so probably
This
creepy, but
This is the guy that Zod told us not
Yes.
Yeah,
to.
the
Yes.
coolest one
Yes.
around.
Rahadin,
Yes.
it was the cruelest from Zod's POV. Yes.
How is Zod? Is Zod still like in his little happy zone having pummeled Warwick, or is he like reacting at all to this new guy interacting with us?
He's still in, like, a manically feral state, but from the moment Rahadin's cane touched him, it feels like he's been put in a timeout corner. Like, he's, like, not aware of you guys at all.
Gotcha.
But yeah, up on that one, like, his words are true. I mean, it's a castle. You'll probably get a nice bed to sleep in, and you won't. And, like, you know for a fact Strahd will not break his promise, given how eager he was to make that contract for all of you, so you won't get hurt. Rahadin's just fucking creepy.
Yeah. And I mean, Callan has not had the chance to sleep since getting home from the last campaign. Or like sleep in a bed, so that sounds pretty fucking nice right now.
Will you be accompanying us?
Myself and Zod, once he's calmed down, will be joining you in the carriage to answer any questions and to give you a bit of a tour of the new moors of Ravenloft, its surroundings, and the castle itself. Once we arrive, and once I have left you off to the help, we'll see you again in the ball itself. I don't intend to play with any of you yet.
Yet.
I hear so many fascinating stories from each and every one of you that come through here. And I like learning. It's like, he gives you this, like, really creepy grin. You can roll insight on it if you want.
Oh no, I do not need to roll insight. Jericho thinks this guy's a fucking creep.
I think my nat one carries over into testing this.
Any of you can roll insight on this, because there's something more to it. It's low DC. But yeah.
I mean, I can.
If you want, if you care to look into that fucking creepo's eyes.
Yeah,
Assume he's
I love how I
psycho
could-
and creepy.
I love how I can, like, just say this guy is creepy and that's enough to scare you guys away from an insight check.
Well, it's like, what else do we need to know? He's creepy, and we've been told that he's
boo.
powerful and weird.
Off the 10 and 9, that specific line was the whole story thing was Not necessarily a lie. It's like it's like when you scare a kid by just saying whatever scary shit pops up in your head. He is just trying to get a little rise, a little fear out of you guys.
What a tryhard.
If you would, please feel free to enter the carriage at any order. I will... I believe you all would be more comfortable waking up Master Erin than allowing myself. Right?
I don't.
I'll go. I'll go fetch Erin at this point.
Yeah.
Like, this kid did absolutely nothing during everything.
He slept through.
Is he still honk shoeing?
Yeah, he's still honk showing. You could shake him awake.
Yeah, I don't feel emotionally invested in protecting him from the weirdo.
I'm just saying, like, he's
This
a Barovia.
kid slept through a fucking fireball exploding and igniting the forest.
Are any of you Barovian? Are any of you Barovian?
No.
You wouldn't
No.
get it. None of you would get it.
He took a really nice melatonin, okay?
He
Yeah.
really did.
Yeah,
That
but
Zeke
that-
bill hit different.
Yeah. Alright, you can wake up Erin. He'll look up at you and go, is it time to get moving yet?
It is. Things are a little more complicated now. It looks like we have a slight change in plans.
Erin looks at the tent past all of you and clocks Rodden and Zod and goes, oh. It'll be a very uncomfortable ride. He'll start.
Uncomfortable?
Those two are a little weird.
You don't have to tell me that.
I'll start packing things up. Yeah. It's just sort of like...
Did you hear anything at all? Is this the first time you've woken up tonight?
Yeah. I've just been asleep here. It's not my first time camping in Barovia, but... yeah.
Alright. Duly noted.
Was someone making coffee?
That's what he
Yeah.
noticed.
As a matter of fact, yes, someone was making coffee.
Oh, I should have told you guys not to do that. It counteracts the little incense thing that my dad taught me how to make.
Jericho is just staring at this kid. Right.
This adult.
Yeah, this grown ass man.
No, you can call him a
man.
kid. He's like he's inexperienced, a little spoiled, dumb, little inexperienced.
God, I fucking hate this kid.
Right. Well. Meanwhile, Jericho is literally like bleeding out right now. He's like, I'll keep that in mind next time.
Oh, do you want like bandages and rags for that, or there'll be nicer stuff at the castle actually if you want.
I appreciate your concern. I'll be okay.
Okay, I offer to do Warwick's laundry. I can do yours too.
No, that is highly unnecessary.
Okay. Thank you, mister.
You're welcome.
He's trying so hard to interact, but he doesn't know how. Starts,
Jericho will duck out of his tent.
yeah. He's gonna just start packing up everything into its pack again. Rodden will speak up and let you all know that the donkey and wagon can stay here. Nothing bad will happen to them. Just to
Nothing bad will happen to the donkey.
Thank
No.
God.
Donkeys are a protective citizen.
They're real Barovians. The people fuck them. The donkeys, though.
Yeah. They got souls.
There's only so many horses or donkeys they can have.
Mm-hmm. Livestock are a real value here.
I'm glad the monsters realize this too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It'd be bad for the economy to eat too many of them.
Listen, Strahd's aware of these lands. He is the economy itself. He needs to make sure the stock market doesn't crash.
I am the stocks.
I am Strahd of Wall Street.
The bat of Wall Street.
Mhm. Now, then, with your affairs in order, would you all like to accompany us to Castle Ravenloft, or do you need further convincing?
Warwick has not been looking at Zod at all, like just glaring at the ground, but he'll begrudgingly get inside of the carriage.
Zod is still in his timeout corner. He is not. He is. It's like when you give a kid like, what is that? Like when you give them too much sugar and they just like conk out.
No, Warwick looks legitimately pissed.
Ooh, love it. The
Uh,
angriest little turnip.
I think Callan finally like drops the sort of combat form after like like probably at least like a minute of just this guy being here, but just kind of takes a deep breath as sort of like well, I wanted to take this contract, so I suppose this is what happens. But we'll take a quick look back at Jericho and Ravenna, just give them like a soft like shrug of sort of defeat and go to the carriage.
Before Callan goes to the carriage, Ravenna is gonna kind of glide up behind her and put a hand on her shoulder and just like look at her. Where some of the like more like unhinged look that she got when she woke up has faded, and her eyes are very much sparkling as she looks at Callan and goes, "You fight very well."
Thank you. You seem to be in better spirits than at least 10 minutes ago. That's good.
And the facade cracks a little as you say that, and just kind of idly a bit of the ichor kind of drips out of her eye for a moment before she blinks it away and then gives you another smile and goes, "A near-death experience will do that to you, but I know that if I stay near you, that I will be surely protected."
You see, there's a smile there, but and she's not hiding it very well. She's not very good at hiding this kind of thing. But there's a noticeable like kind of dread that like is behind the smile. She'll just kind of give a nod and walk forward.
Ravenna will kind of chew on her thumbnail a bit as she kind of looks at Callan walk into the carriage before getting in.
Real quick, just flavor wise, and I can roll like insight or whatever, but I just kind of want to clock like how do I explain this? Like when we first encountered Strahd, we could just like feel the power like oozing out of him, and just knew that we were up against something we could not fight. Do I get a similar reading from either of these two?
Against Zod, from seeing his physical feats of strength, you get the feeling that if you guys were to fight him, the best outcome would be a retreat, and not all of you would make it. You cannot get a clock in on Rahadin. Between whatever he did to Zod, and the comments Zod made, and the general vibe you get from the guy, you don't know. It's like, you've never really... You fought against high tech before, and vampires with fancy tricks. You're still getting used to the idea of magic itself, and so you can't get a clear read on, like, what this guy's power is, but in a pure mechanical standpoint, both of these can cast Power Word Kill on you guys. I'm just not mentioning it after a certain point, unless you guys decide to piss somebody off. But yeah.
I think bearing that in mind, Jericho is trying so hard to look calm and contained, but he's just seething. He hates this so much. Hates just going along with whatever these dumb vamps want of him. And so he'll sort of usher Erin into the carriage first and go in after him. But he is just, it's easy to, he's not hiding this at all. Like, really, you can read on his face. He is deeply disturbed by these recent turn of events.
Okay, and that should be all of you have entered the carriage at this point, right? Rodden with a content smirk on his face steps in after you all, and then realizes, and he taps his cane against the windowsill, and says, "Zod, are you coming?" And then Zod, realizing, you can see him through the window, sort of like grabs his fur cloak and starts wiping away the blood as best as he can, but now he's just covered in more dried blood, and then walks up to the carriage. Now he's really fucking big, so he sticks his hand into the doorframe and pushes up, and the carriage sort of like expands cartoonishly as he makes his way in. The five of you are sitting on one side, and opposite you is Zod with like the carriage wrapping around him to like accommodate this new space, and then Rahadin sitting next to him in a very uncomfortable manner. With two more taps of his cane, the carriage door closes, and you can feel the horses begin to shuffle and move. And the carriage begins its journey to Castle Ravenloft. Now I know it's getting a little late. How are you guys feeling? You want to go to 10 or?
I'd be down for 10.
I'm good for 10.
I'm fine.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Once again, as a disclaimer to you guys, there are a lot of NPCs in the actual ball for obvious reasons, and I've not cooked all of them yet, so if the RP leads us to Castle Ravenloft, we will theater of the mind most of it, okay?
All good.
If you need more time to prepare, then...
No, I like talking with you guys. Don't take that away from me.
Okay.
The power of imagination.
I'm gonna put you guys here really quick while I quickly upload a little map thingy, or a little disclaimer thing, or a little establishing shot, I should say. All right. Let's a little breathe. The wagon begins to move through the woods as you cross a singular bridge past the Sere River, and you are completely out of the forest. You just see the wide, curling plains of Barovia. And now that there are no trees or hills to obscure your view, you see something blindingly bright in the distance moving, and a loud sort of chugging noise, or chewing noise in the distance. Does Tal'Dorei have trains, Julia? I believe so, yeah?
I think so, in like specific areas, but I don't know if it's as widely spread.
I'll say like whatever.
Yeah.
You can decide if Warwick would know this or not, but for the rest of you, I believe you're all from settings where trains are real. Oh God, that is a low-res shot. I thought I downloaded this right. Alright, never mind. We're just gonna rock with the gates of Barovia. You see a train moving. This train is large, rectangular, and has layers of metal to it. It doesn't look like a locomotive, it doesn't look like a steam train or a coal engine train. This seems to be one long continuous span of rectangle after rectangle. Maybe a rectangle with windows, or one that looks a little nicer, but yeah. So the carriage stops in front of the tracks as the train whooshes by, and you can feel the ground shaking from its movement. Let me get some... Alright, just opening this. Alright, any reactions to this or anything?
It's train.
Yeah, Warwick is definitely like trying to stick his head out of the carriage, if only to get out of the extremely uncomfortable vibes that are currently inside.
Yeah, I don't think Callan is probably like. Yeah, she definitely doesn't process it as something unusual, but it's just kind of just very much inwardly, just kind of keeping quiet and just introspective to herself.
Thank you for reminding me, Lily. I believe Callan would raise an eyebrow at this because I kind of didn't describe it too well, but it does
Okay.
look like a more high-tech train than what's normal. Compared to the crumbling villages you saw before, and like the clothing and stuff from other people, this train looks really advanced, exceptionally so. Like, you wouldn't be surprised seeing this on a planet that you were saving.
Invading.
saving. We'll say saving, you know?
It's just Zod in the carriage, right?
It's Zod and Rod, and they're both with you.
Okay.
Intimately.
I'll bite.
Thank you.
I'll bite. What kind of technology is that?
Rod and like takes a long, deep sigh. Barovia looked so much nicer before that thing was made.
Another person that likes to think that technology advancing is only to inhibit.
No, I just don't like things that displease me. Loud, it's uncomfortable, and most of all, it makes a certain someone very smug when Strahd thanks them for it.
I wouldn't think you so vulnerable as to be taken aback by someone else's accomplishments.
No, it's, they are, and then Zod speaks up, very, very annoying. Yes, that is a way to put that, yes. If you find our master to be upsetting, well, I'm just hoping you kill this charlatan before him.
Well, then, it's good to hear that you're so willing to divulge the information that there is just discontent inside of the higher-ups of Barovia. I appreciate you.
Well, we may not like each other, but the fact that we haven't killed that thing yet, well, that should give you an idea of how strong our loyalty is to Strahd.
Okay, then you're just a little bit whipped.
He chuckles at that. I mean, what does they say? Calling the kettle black?
You might be right then, at least for that. There's certainly other people that I know and that are in command that I don't like.
As he takes that deep breath, the train is finished passing and the carriage begins its movement. Going down the paths and eventually going up a rather large hill. At the apex of the hill, Rodden taps his cane and stops. And the carriage stops, and he points out the window with the end of the cane. Towards the north, you all see something being erected, something being made. You see numerous ant-sized people in the distance. You know, when they're far away, they're so small you could crush them with your fingers. People moving materials from the train off the train. And he offers you a spyglass, Callan, for making him smile.
You want me to look?
If you'd like.
Kind of just give glances to the other party members. Give a shrug and then look through the spyglass.
Okay. As you look into the spyglass, you see all sorts of individuals. What catches your notice first is uniformed creatures. I wouldn't necessarily say human or man or like humanoid-like. Some of them seem to be in different shapes and forms, different kind of limbs. But one thing you can definitely make note of is that they have the same woven emblem that Strahd and Rahadin and Zod wear, although it's also emblazoned on their clothing. You see them overlooking the various other people. People who are wearing ragged clothing that may have looked nice upon a time. And you get closer with you zoom in closer with the spyglass and you make out their faces, and you recognize some of these people. Why, you could have sworn one of them was like behind you in line back at the carnival. And you see them lugging supplies, you see them looking up at papers and ordering other people around to start building and erecting different segments of what seems to be a wall of some sort. And then Rodden taps you on the shoulder. Got a good look?
She'll just kind of take his hand, lift it off of her shoulder, and set it back onto his leg. Say, "Sure, of course." Won't give him any more of a reaction than that.
Taps his cane and the carriage begins to move again. Now, Strahd will be announcing this project at his ball tonight, but I figured it would be nice to give you a little sneak peek. Initially, we thought your sister Morgan, he says as he looks at Ravenia, was enslaved there with the other architects. She is not, but she must be somewhere here. Not just anyone can evade being pulled into this realm.
Ravenia definitely fucking stares him down, wide-eyed, before narrowing her eyes.
Thought you'd be more grateful to learn that your sister wasn't a slave. Or is there a different fate you think might have happened to her? Starts to, curl his back down, and head in his hand, scratching his chin. I would love to hear what sort of dark, twisted ending you think she may have met.
I know that my sister is far more capable than your presumably servile hands could ever master.
Oh. He chuckles. I do hope that we can put that to the test someday, young Lady Ravenia. Leans back in his chair as the wagon continues to move. You guys begin to enter another set of woods, clearly grown and built up around Castle Ravenloft itself. And then you feel the wagon shake and zig and zag side to side, down a path that you feel like you wouldn't be able to retrace yourselves. Try to make note of things, but there's no real landmarks, just more and more pine trees and evergreen trees, until you make it to the wall itself surrounding Castle Ravenloft, entering in through a gated tunnel that has opened wide to welcome you in. Zod then stomps his foot, causing the carriage to stop once you've exited the gate, the tunnel on the other side. Hold on, I want to show you guys something real neat. Then he opens the door frame up again the same way he got in, stretching it up and getting back out. You can all look through the door, the window, as Zod picks up a boulder and then chucks it into the tunnel. and from whatever bit of light from the moonlit sky reaches the tunnel, you see this green viscous group quickly whip out and then pull in the rock. And you hear the crushing of rocks and the sound of several pebbles and rubble hitting the floor. Looks back at you all and shoots a really dumb smile.
Warwick does not look impressed, but he is very curious. Wait, what was that?
One of the many traps and security measures in Castle Ravenloft. Now, while you're here, they won't attack you. As long as you have that invitation that he's... Or you just realized, when he had grabbed you, that he had somehow, like, crushed the invitation into your belt. You're holding on to all the key items, buddy.
Yep. Oops.
But, if and when you guys do decide to storm Castle Ravenloft and kill Strahd, there'll be many fun things to play with. He walks back to the carriage, getting back in Looney Tunes style, and then stomps his foot again, causing the horses to pull the carriage back up the hill.
You don't seem particularly distressed by the idea of us theoretically killing your master.
Well, you see, I see one of three things happening. One, I kill you. Or 2, you kill me and you make it to him. And I would be so... But you still die. I am the strongest, but he is strong. And 3rd, you kill him. Then we get to see something new happen.
So you're saying we will have to get through you first?
I mentioned titles, and there's another one that I don't mind sharing. I am his blade, his shield, his weapon. And I aim to break anything before it could reach his throat. And besides, wouldn't you want to take me out? He looks over at Warwick with a big smile, like he really wants to fight. He really wants to... Come on.
Warwick at this point is kind of baring his little fangs.
Oh,
But his fists are clenched, but he's not saying a word. He's just like seething.
He
I
takes
see that whole... No, go ahead.
He takes his nail and one of his nails and rides it up along his fangs. Don't worry. Mine were small ones too. Go ahead, Jericho.
I see that whole... perception of sanity has flown out the window then. Your true colors have revealed themselves all too quickly.
I mean, could you blame me? That amount of blood and adrenaline. You see him begin to like reach one of his nails up to his skin, like his like right pec, and start to dig in, and then Rodden kicks him in the knee. It's like, right.
That's all it takes.
Sorry.
If that's all it takes to make me lose my sanity, then I truly am damned.
Oh, you one of them? You a religious person?
Yes.
Do you feel any god here? I'm sorry, I want to say this because of what you laid up in chat. You one of them Catholic gay men. Catholic
You
gay
one of them
tropical-
queers!
You one of them queers.
Not that I'm going to hold that against you. We're not homophobic, but
Have
I feel
you
like
seen-
we need to get all of our cards out on the table.
Have you seen
What are
our
your
master?
pronouns?
Jericho will just look We'll just
You
look
don't
him in the
want
eye
the eye.
and just yes. And even though he can tell he's been essentially cut off from the Man of Sorrows, or at least that's kind of how he's perceived it,
Yeah.
he'll just look and say, yes.
Wonder how long it'll take for you to say the truth. He licks his lips. Go through another tunnel. This time, specifically for Warwick and Jericho, you can see Zod's beady red eyes glowing in the dark, eyeing both of you down before you quickly exit the tunnel and then reach Castle Ravenloft. The carriage rolls up past the main gate up to a side, one of the sides where there's a smaller door. Rodden opens the door and walks down, looking at all of you to exit after him. As you...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm assuming you're all good exiting, right? No
Yeah.
last comments? Alright, cool. As you exit... Oh, good.
No, I said,
Mm-hmm. As each of you exit the carriage, even though you're at the side of this clearly majestic castle, you can see this sort of endless sprawl of architecture with windows and ramparts and outlying structures just in weird parts jutting out. It is not a conventional castle. That much is clear. And then you hear the sound of squeaking. As you look down, you see a small little autognome, warforged. Hold on, let me. I don't have his art done yet because how could I finish it? He is so good. But if you guys want to see the character inspo for him, and for those of you at home, it's literally Jack Frost from Persona.
Aw.
Just
Yeah,
a
this
little
is-
guy.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and put the inspo in just in the main chat. You see a little guy walk up to you, a little badge on his chest that says 23 in Roman numerals, XXIII. And he looks up at all of you and then salutes. Greetings, Master Rahadin! Well, that was too much for the mic. Greetings, Master Rahadin! Are these Strahd's guests? Rahadin looks so fucking pissed. Yes, take care of them. And he just walks off. He walks into the fucking castle.
Oh,
Zod gets out, looks down at the small creature, and then just walks into the castle. Greetings! I am Piddlewick the 23rd.
Piddlewick.
Piddlewick.
Fiddlewick!
Piddlewick.
He's just a Piddlewick.
the wick spawning.
I am one of many of the servants of Castle Ravenloft. Now, I see you are in distress, or, well, you all look really bad. I don't mean that in like a rude way, you all just look like you've had a bad day. So I'm gonna take you guys to your room so you can get gussied and ready for today's ball. Hee-ho! Lily, I listen, I love Jack Frost. Let me have this. Let me have this. Please, follow me. He turns around and waits for you all to follow him into the castle.
What a silly little guy.
So
Can
little,
I get a kind of read on Erin right now? Like, is he still just rolling with this?
Taking up
and-
space.
Yeah, like, is this normal for him considering how close he seems to be with Strahd?
I will say you know from a clock that he has definitely been to Castle Ravenloft before, given how he reacted to Rahadin and Zod, like those guys are fucking freaks. You see, as soon as he sees the Piddlewick, all that stress is gone. Like, he feels super safe.
Aw, he likes Piddlewick.
Yeah,
Piddlewick simp.
Piddlewick is just a cool little guy. Well, the 23rd cool little guy, as you if you guys follow him into the castle, you will see a bunch of other Piddlewicks with various numbers on their chest, different Roman numerals. Like you see a 50th, you see an 87, etc., moving around supplies and platters and leading other guests around. You see them in the distance, mind you. Like you're going down some side halls and staircases that very clearly the other guests aren't being led down, but you can see them and they are clocking you. I'll say, just think about the various Halloween monsters. You know, werewolves, vampires, lake monsters.
So it's the Hotel Transylvania. Yeah, see.
I hate this. Why did you bring that? Yeah, Adam. Okay,
It's
Adam
accurate.
Sandler's cool.
It's literally accurate.
Oh my god. I just wanted to say you just see creepy. I don't want to say you see creepy dudes coming in as guests all dressed up, but fucking follow.
Apart from myself and Erin, I imagine there are no visible human beings around.
Actually, I will say, you know what, we're gonna take Piddlewick's gonna take you on a little detour. And you have to go through the kitchen. And you see various waiters and various servants who are very clearly like in servant attire that aren't Piddlewicks, but they aren't moving furniture and stuff. You see them like cooking food, and they're very emaciated looking humanoids. Humans are among them, yes. Or not emaciated, they just look fucking depressed. Around each of their necks, rising up a little over their chin, is this strange contraption that's pitch black steel with two glowing red dots on the side.
Oh god, it's Evangelion.
Each of you continue down, following Piddlewick towards the resting halls, where there's like one or two other Piddlewicks just dusting stuff, but there's no one around. You were led to a door that Piddlewick opens down the hall in a very, very far off like corner, and it's very clear this room is very clearly meant to be out of the way, probably just so that you guys don't run into anybody or nobody comes bothering you, aside from, you know, your gracious host, because why wouldn't you want him to bother you?
The thing we keep saying, that we don't want him to bother us.
It's such a weird way to say that you'd love him to bother you.
By the way,
Yep.
did they give me that spyglass like permanently?
Yeah, you just have a spyglass. You can take it.
Hell yeah. I took it.
I'm assuming you want a gift from Rahadin. That's all it took, huh? Alright, he leads you into this wonderful, like, chamber. It's big and massive. It's a massive living space with cushions and furniture adorning everywhere, beautiful paintings of the landscape and of Strahd himself over a mantle. Several other rooms are in this chamber. It's a very nice, like, it's like those hotel rooms that come with like a living space and several bedrooms for you and the homies. And then a massive chest is in like a corner of the room that Piddlewick flicks open, and inside you can see an adornment of clothing, like a hoard of clothing. This is your resting chambers for the night, hee-ho. Please get ready in whatever way you see fit. There is a bathing facility in that room over there, so you can wash off any gross dirt, blood, or other bodily fluids that may have come upon you. Inside this chest is some nicer clothing if you would like to wear something different. I will be over there by the door whenever you are all ready to go. Hee-ho. And he's gonna walk over the door and wait. Also, if you have any questions, hee-ho. What have I done?
You made a choice.
The brain rot has hit me.
It's weird to think that Strahd has such cute little guys taking care of his castle when he's the exact opposite.
It likely just
Among-
makes them to see them suffer and be destroyed.
Among others.
Yeah, you noticed the people in the kitchen, right?
Hard not to.
hate to make myself comfortable here. It just doesn't feel right.
Well, you've been told he's a man of his words. And here we are. Might as well just try to enjoy ourselves. I wanted to mention, now that we find ourselves at least in mostly private quarters, even though Rahadin kind of spoke about it, but yes, there's people from the carnival here, building things in the distance. I don't know who they are, how helpful they could be, but seems like there's no shortage of slaves to do his bidding.
Yeah.
When all of this is done, and we finally stake that son of a bitch, we're getting everyone out of here. And I do mean everyone.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we have to.
No one here deserves to be held against their will. Us, them.
I'm surprised that fits in your calculations, Callan.
Oh, she's not that cold-hearted. She's helped us out a bunch.
I aim only to help other people. It's always been my life's purpose. I don't know where you got the idea that I was some selfless person, something or other, creature.
I'm just relieved that you wouldn't consider them a liability.
I'm surprised to see you so headstrong, considering, well, from what you said, your god has left you.
He hasn't left. It's difficult to explain. And I'm sure Warwick is feeling mighty similar. Wherever we are, this is a place that the gods have abandoned.
Even if the gods choose not to appear here, that does not mean they have left us. And at the end of every aspect of faith is always the endeavors of the self. The god simply grants you strength.
Yeah, we're the one throwing the punches, so.
Speaking of which, how are you holding up, Warwick?
Definitely like a rematch, but I'll hold off right now.
Well, according to what they're saying, a rematch will inevitably happen if we plan on taking down Strahd.
Then I look forward to it. I think he just got the jump on me too easy. I was a little too surprised. But next time it won't be like that.
Oh, next time, no damn coffee. That would have been good information to know.
Looks over at Erin.
Yes. You guys fought Zod?
Landed a few blows, I think would be the better way to phrase it.
And he let you live?
Well, we are, aren't we?
I'm sure
Fine.
his compatriot had something to do with that.
Oh, that's bad. That's really bad.
Bad? Wait, what do you mean?
It
Enlighten us, then.
Means he's gonna... I've only really seen one other group of adventurers come through here, and one of them got Zod's attention, and Erin walks up to Warwick and puts a hand on his shoulder. Oh, I'll make sure your garden looks the nicest.
Oh my god. Fuck this
I
thing.
mean, give it your best shot. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be pessimistic. You guys are helping me. It was really bad, but it was also weird. Like, Zod wanted him to be stronger. It's kind of creepy. I don't know. It's all testosterone and like raw and just.
Sounds like Zod is merely in it for the game of everything. He just wants
To have fun.
a half-decent competitor.
Those are good words for it, yeah.
These things are ultimately like any tin pot tyrant. They consider themselves the strongest beings in their domain. The bullying of those weaker to themselves only draws so much enjoyment. If there is a controlled strength brought against them, it makes their establishment of their own strength that much more impressive to their own egos. It is simply a show in a particularly masturbatory expression of the self.
Indeed.
Wait, you
And-
got that?
Those are big words.
Yes. I mean, I believe I spoke about it before, but Zod is not the most powerful being I fought, or at least exchanged blows with. Just takes, well,
Refuses
many
to
more than a
elaborate.
village.
Sorry.
Takes many more than a village to bring them down, but down they come eventually.
Oh yeah, and that's what's gonna happen. He let me live, so
Ravenna will kind of put her hand on Warwick's shoulder and say, "And that was his first mistake." And she gives a very kind of like feral looking smile at him.
Work will almost give one back, like toothy grin and all.
Fang havers.
Yep, Fang Havers.
Is that the first time I see a full toothy smile from Ravenna?
I feel like I've smiled several other
Well,
times,
yeah, but like an
this could be
open-mouthed
what
smile.
draws it to the front of your attention.
Erin's gonna reaffirm that shoulder grab and go, if you somehow beat... No. When you do beat Zod, I'll make you, like, a massive tray of cookies, like, bigger than Zod's chest.
Well, you better start up that fire, because that's gonna be real soon.
Oh god, oh fuck, you're right. That's so many cookies to make. Why did I make that promise?
He's gonna
Can always use an
buckle again.
advance.
Mm-mm.
Okay, I'll make you cookies every night and treat it as if you beaten him. So, don't lose.
It seems like a very empty gesture.
Callum looks over. I would say probably at Ravenna and just like gives just like this smile of just like this will be fun.
Now, you guys have a ball to get ready for, right? Would you like to talk about how you dress yourselves up or wash up at all now, or would you like to save that for next session?
Oh boy.
Save the
We got-
proper descriptions for next session. I
Yes,
guess.
we got a plan. We
Get
need a
over the next couple of
runway.
weeks, you know? Look up some
I have to
stuff.
Google things, you know.
Yeah, you
There
can't
is-
just drop ball character
Yeah.
designs on us like that.
Listen, I know you guys talked about the eventual ball, and I was like, wouldn't it be fucked if I gave it to them early? Don't worry, this won't be your only ball, I promise, guys.
Hell yeah.
2 balls.
A masquerade has to be next.
Yes, Jericho, 2 balls.
2 balls.
Taboo.
Anyways, with that, I think we will call a session there, as we're like 8 off of 10.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Any last comments or words you'd like to all share?
Well, exchanging that little grin with Ravenna, I just want to clock that the veins seem to be a bit healthier.
They're brighter, and the wounds that she had on her left side of her body are also healed and no longer there.
Just noting that I'm clocking that.
Alright, with that, I think we will go ahead and say goodnight to everyone. And goodbye. Alright, I'll see you. Mhm. Shit.
Sorry, too premature. Premature.
You're
die.
good, you're good. It happens to most people. It happens to most people. Yes, so next session will happen whenever it happens. Balls will be happening. Castle Ravenloft will be happening. I have many hot people in my head for this. Okay, I love you all. Alright, now, Obs. Bye!
Bye.
Bye!